Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Old Fashioned Health Network. Good health inside and out. I'm Gwen McDaniel, your host for the Senior Living Life Show, where we live life on purpose. I'm so glad that you chose to listen in with us today, and I want you to help me out by leaving us some comments at the end of the show that we can actually entertain for you at a later date. So today, my friends, I want to ask you, how are you really doing during this COVID-19 pandemic? There are a lot of people who are in situations where they just don't know exactly what to do. A lot of families have been interrupted with illnesses, from mild illnesses to serious illnesses, as well as unfortunate deaths. And I think that that's important for us to talk about because, oftentimes when these really different and strange things happen to us, we feel like we don't have a choice about how we can live our lives and keep ourselves, going, but yet be safe. And particularly when we're looking at this coronavirus. And most of us sit by the television most of the day to listen in on the news, hoping that we'll hear something that will actually keep us safe. But the thing that I'm reminded of is an article that I read, and I think it was written like July of 2019. And it said that there are approximately 54 million seniors over the age of 65. And I thought, wow, that is a huge segment of the population. And, many of us are leaders in our own families. And I thought about the fact that we are so important to that overall puzzle to the nation's health. And if we can keep the senior population healthy and keep us abreast of what's going on, then we actually help with our families. I share a lot of information with my younger kids and my grandkids, so it makes a lot of difference. So what I want to do today with that in mind is introduce you to a friend and I say a doctor brother of mine to help us discuss ways to maintain our health. But in addition to that, learn some coping skills that he may share with you to keep you safe, but not totally isolate you. And I think that you will learn a lot because I call him my brother, my doctor brother, because he gives information to you straight. I mean, straight, as if you were a family member. He's not going to worry about your feelings. He's not going to worry about whether you receive it or don't receive it. But he wants you to know the truth as he sees it. So I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Elmore Alexander. Welcome, Dr. Alexander. I am so excited to have you with us today to talk to my senior audience about what's going on with COVID, give them some ideas, some stress or anxiety coping skills, just some things that we need to take heed of to help us live our best lives. So it's good to have you with me.
But it is great to be here, Gwen. Thank you for having me. I often follow you, and I'm so amazed at the topics that you come up with. And right now, this is such an important for our seniors and other, well.
Sure. So would you share with us, in your opinion, what's one of the best things that our seniors can do at this point to help get them away from the TV, a little bit more relaxed, but to stay alert? What are you recommending?
I think the first we need to deal with is the mind, because if the mind is not functioning properly, then it doesn't matter what we put into our body or even how we exercise if we're not mentally prepared in order to deal with the day-to-day stresses of life.
Sure.
And what it's done is it made us all stop. With that, a lot of us are not getting proper nutrition. And when I say nutrition, I'm not talking about ingest. We're going to that, but actually get through our skin. One of the greatest resources of energy anywhere on this planet comes from the sun. The sun is the source of life. Everything grows from it, but even as human beings, we get nutrients and energy from the sun. You can't get that when you're inside of building or inside of a place where you're only getting light from artificial light. Sunlight actually allows you to be able to make your own vitamin. This vitamin is also a hormone, which a lot of people don't realize. This particular vitamin is the only vitamin that's also a hormone. That's how important. It's called vitamin D. And we know that it's supposed to cause, help us with strong bones, tendons, and that kind of thing. But it also helps with setting our mood, helping us sleep.
And I realized over a year or so ago how important vitamin D is. So I had my doctor to do a blood panel for me to see what level my vitamin D was. And would you believe it was down to 22? And I think at that time the minimum was like 35. And of course it's higher now. So what are you recommending when it comes to the vitamin D levels?
My recommendation that we go well, 35 minimum level that many go on, but research has shown that a level of somewhere around 48 to maybe 55. So that's where I try to get my patients to. I try to get them up to that level. And one of the ways to do this is to take vitamin. If you know you take 1,000 milligrams. They have 2,000 grams twice a day. And you don't need the 10,000 or the 5,000 and I hate to go against my colleagues, they'll give 50,000 international units once a week. And I say milligrams, actually vitamin, this is IUs. Really need is 2,000 twice a day. How that happens, trust me, has to do with the carrier system and how you get vitamins into your system. But it's 2,000 twice a day. I have studied this in institutions where people were locked up. That was the way to get those levels.
So that's 2,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. Twice a day.
That we're given as physicians, as a prescription, is 50,000 IUs. And yet, look after 3 to 6 months, who gets their levels up faster and more effectively? The people who are taking 2,000 IUs twice a day get their levels up probably 30% more than 50,000.
Awesome. Now, what I try to do every morning is get up, walk, get out, get some air. Is that part of the requirements that you have for your patients?
Absolutely. Your breath is essential to you. So we talk about meditation. Well, various forms of meditation actually focus on breath because not only is it necessary for us to breathe, but it's how we breathe. And when you take deeper breath, and that takes focus, but when you're sitting, your breathing changes. Your diaphragm fresh, your lungs don't expand. When you get up and you walk, your diaphragm drops out and expands in a beautiful way. Your lungs open up. You take in more air. You breathe through your nose. You breathe out your mouth. It is essential for the body to exercise, to move. This movement is essential for you. It's essential for your immune system. So we must get out and we must move.
You know, that reminds me, because I'm going to be with some seniors on Friday. When we're out walking in the park, some people will wear their mask and some don't. What are you suggesting in that area?
And I understand why some don't, because we're getting a lot of misinformation in this nation. We are not managing this disease as we should be. This whole idea of wearing a mask did not come about when COVID. We already had an example back in 1918 where the swine flu came. And the way that they eradicated that disease and got people to a point where they didn't have as many die, they used something very simple. They made home feeding. And people wore them. And what we found out, the sophisticated science is that it works. It keeps you from inhaling a lot of the virus, and if you have fire, from expelling a lot of it. So previously we kept talking about, when you protect someone else as a senior. No, you protect yourself and you protect someone else. Wearing a mask is not only makes sense, it doesn't only make sense, it's essential to our survival. Right now, and I hate to give a lot of statistics, but I think this one's important. Right now, we've had over 200,000 deaths, about 210,000 deaths in the United States. Over 2 million people have gotten COVID. That is only 10% of the population. If we get to a point where everybody starts to get COVID, that will give 70% of the population going to get this herd immunity. 70% of the population will get it. That means over 1 million people will die. And we can prevent this by a simple thing, wearing a mask. I will say this about masks too. The virus now spreads through, we know it through aerosols. It's not the same as when we talk about droplets. Droplets, it does it as well too. But when you talk about a droplet and someone coughs and it's a droplet, it means it's heavy. It will only travel about 6 feet and then fall to the ground, and then you won't have to worry about it. Well, we found out through research that this thing stays in a viral cloud, like air. Like when you spray perfume into the air and you can smell it later. That's how the virus is there. It's an aerosolized form now. So someone could cough and you could walk into that cloud and inhale it. So this is why we must wear masks when we're out and about. You have to be careful even with your family members because someone can bring it in.
Absolutely.
But we stay inside. We can still get outside. Just use common sense with yourself. With this caution, but not paranoia.
Sure. And I think that that's the point. Caution, but not paranoia, because some of us can go to the extremes on either end. Well, I think that those are some great, great examples of things that we can do on a simple positions to take care of ourselves. And, mentally, it's important to care for yourself. Don't get too stressed out, as well as taking those physical tips that you recommend to us. Get out, get your little air in the morning, protect yourself with your mask, and just check on each other, and keep people upbeat. Let them know that things do get better. It doesn't rain always. So we look forward to those better days. I really appreciate you coming and sharing information with our guests. Well, Dr. Alexander, I truly appreciate those tips, but is there anything else that you can share with us before we close out today?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and give you a couple more things and then we'll recap for you, okay? So vitamin C is vitally important too. I want everybody to take vitamin C, 2,000 milligrams. You get the 1,000 milligram tablets, 2,000 milligrams 3 times a day. Zinc, 50 milligrams once a day. Then we talked about vitamin D, 2,000 milligrams, one in the morning, one in the evening. I think everyone should take some type of fish oil too. It's vitally important to your cells and everything because fish oil also keeps your blood from clotting. And one of the things that COVID does, it causes blood clots.
Okay.
It's very, very important. Magnesium, you can get that through drinking coconut water or you can take a magnesium tablet. One of the things that happens when you get COVID is you deplete your magnesium very quickly as well as your vitamin C. And you have to keep those on board if you want to stay healthy. Lastly, besides the exercise that we talked about, getting some sunlight, which is very important, breathing, okay, taking deep breaths. The last thing I would say is prepare for sleep. Prepare for sleep the same way that you prepare for your day. You want to get restful sleep. You want to make sure you have strict sleep and stress in it. You want to prepare your evening and start to get yourself ready for a great night's sleep so that when you wake up in the morning, you're ready for the day, but you've also recharged yourself at night. I think these things are very important. And then lastly, wear your mask. It's life-saving.
Absolutely. Great tips. I appreciate you so much. And we look forward to another opportunity for Dr. Alexander to come and visit us. This is Gwen McDaniel, and I want to thank you for watching our show today, Senior Living Life Show with the Old Fashioned Health Network.